Out of every top weapon in Chivalry 2, none command the respect that the Greatsword does. What is going on, guys? It's Shawnee Salami, and today we are using the Greatsword on the Siege of Rudhelm. When we talk about S-tier weapons in this game, almost all of them get some kind of hate. The Spear is hated for its insane reach, the Messer gets hate for its animation jank. I mean, think about all the top S-tier weapons and they all have some cheap gimmick about them, but the Greatsword does not, and truthfully, I do think it makes sense that it gets so much love. Even outside of the fact that it has no cheap gimmicks, you really have to know what you're doing to get the most out of the Greatsword. If you just walk around light slashing, it's a horrible weapon because the damage does not make up for the slow speed on that attack. And that's what most players are running around doing. The real bread and butter is the overheads. These are what you want to do almost all the time. Something I like to do is just almost use exclusively light overheads, and if I'm locked in a one-on-one fight, use a few light overheads to set up a heavy overhead drag for a kill shot. You'll see me do that in this one. That's the name of the game, but the stab is also extremely underrated for how far you can drag it around block. So in group fights, don't be afraid to use that when supporting a teammate in a fight. The slashes though are just not good and should be a last resort when you're surrounded. I'm just not a fan of it on this weapon. But let's get into the gameplay where I'll have some tips and tricks on the Greatsword alongside our usual relaxing commentary and our funny moments. Let's get into it. And by the way, rare sight in this one, we are going to be playing by ourselves, but we are playing against a friend and another great legendary player. Forgot Liquid is on the other team. He's someone that's a console Xbox player that I think is another one of those up-and-coming guys to talk about that's probably going to get recruited for Clan soon. He's very good. And then we also have Sirfly Molo, one of the top Sirs when they were a thing. He's an ambusher man. I forget what he was playing in this one. We'll see as we move on, but he completely dominated this game. He's one of the best Xbox players in the game. This is not a good call to follow the archer. I mean, you guys know I hate them, so I follow him, even down my teammate being greedy. We do get the kill on him, but at what cost, right? Because now we're surrounded by enemies. Depends on you if you think that's worth it or not, but in my opinion, when I'm trying to do a guide on the Greatsword and have some good gameplay, maybe not. So some not great team damage in the game so far, and that is kind of on me because in my opinion, the Greatsword, because you're using overheads, it's more precise than a slash. I should not be downing my teammates like that, so that's on me. We want to be extremely careful here because I'm low health and ambushes are tough to fight, especially when you have a slow weapon like a Greatsword. He's going to go for the exact right call and jab me when I'm low health. That's exactly what you want to do when someone's low health like that, to finish them off and then kill them when they're on the ground, or if you're an ambusher, you just kill them automatically. This is the world serving me some karmic justice for my YouTube short talking about how kicks only work against bad players. I get kicked once there, then we're going to get kicked again here. Disaster sequence. So unfortunately, we spend most of the time on the gatehouse stage, which is one of the most fun objectives in the game. Just trying to get up to Siege Tower, and once we finally do, we just hold the gatehouse because the other side did such a great job capturing it. Another tip for you here for the Greatsword is if you use a heavy overhead and hit an archer in the head, it's a one-shot. Unfortunately, I missed his head here, so it's not a one-shot, but it does do enough where he just takes one hit from anything and he's dead. Now it's time to push the siege rooms. The burn intense phase, I've said it before, it's always weird. It's just automatic, but that time it lasted for a while, so nice to get some good fights in there in that area. It's always fun. I can be a little reckless about not healing, so I'm going to go for one here, but you'll never guess what happens next. It's been a little bit since I played this match, but I could tell what's going on here. So I'm missing a lot of great swords because I'm dying a lot. I'm just getting frustrated. So it's time to lock in and just try and focus on positioning, because that's what you want to do if you're on a death streak where you're not making an impact on the game, is just log in, reset yourself mentally, and focus on where you're standing on the battlefield. So after this death here and after we reposition, we'll try and do that. See, that's exactly what I'm saying. I do a smarter job of backing up and not just forcing the attack and going aggressive and trying to finish that fight with that guy. You just want to be smart. You don't want to take fair fights in this game. So that one-on-one, especially a guy that's using a one-hander and throwing knives, that could have been trouble. So as we try and capture the courtyard and wrap up the Siege of Rudhelm game using the Greatsword, I would like to ask, if you've enjoyed the video to this point, to please give it a like for the algorithm. It helps small YouTubers out like me a ton. If you want to get games in, join the Unyielding Discord in the description. And if you want to support the Shawnee PC Fund, a channel membership is always appreciated. We have a few people who have re-upped theirs after I canceled them. We have Big Bro, OBL Malthasar, and of course the Goat Llama. So I will be shouting them out now that they've re-upped every video. And yeah, if you want to do that, that is in the pinned comment. But let's see if we can capture the courtyard and kill the Duke. So a phenomenal game of 81 kills, 135 takedowns, and 20 deaths. And I do want to shout out Sir Fly Molo and Forgot Liquid on the other team, who completely dominated. And again, you're going to see Forgot Liquid's level. He's only level 369 here. Here it is. So amazing games by them as well. But I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.